What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Skull Network. My name is Nick, and there's not a lot of news surrounding the Vikings right now, but there have been a number of reports about possible free agents that the Vikings are interested in. One of the free agents that are being talked about right now is Washington football team linebacker, defensive end, Ryan Kerrigan. And as always, with any free agent being on the market, Vikings fans love to flock to them and talk about the pros and cons about getting this player on the team, which is exactly what I am about to do for you. Alright, so kicking things off with the positives about the situation. As we know, the Minnesota Vikings have brought in a lot of defensive line and linebacker help over the course of the offseason, but somehow it still feels like there is just a little bit more that could be done in both respects. And as we know, Ryan Kerrigan is a seasoned veteran that has played 10 seasons in Washington with 95.5 sacks and put up no less than 7.5 sacks in his first 8 seasons, with a few of those seasons being around 13 sacks. And according to PFF, he has never posted a pass rush grade lower than, I believe, 67, which is pretty impressive for someone that has been around as long as he has. And I'm sure, as many of you know, a pass rush is exactly what the Minnesota Vikings need desperately. Let's also not forget that the defensive line of the Minnesota Vikings is extremely young. Aside from, Danielle Hunter and Stephen Weatherly as some of the main guys, you have guys like DJ Wonnum in his second season, you have Patrick Jones II, you have Janarius Robinson. All these guys are super young, and while the veterans we have will provide some really great insight, Ryan Kerrigan has been around for what feels like forever. 10 seasons. There's no reason to think that he would not provide even more great insight for the young guys. Because let's face it, a lot of those young guys are just not ready to be full-fledged starters in the NFL yet, but he can certainly help them get ready, among others. And for those of you that love to worry about the Minnesota Vikings money, if you guys didn't already catch one of my recent videos, which I will put right up there, the Vikings will be getting some money back from the Kyle Rudolph situation, and the rookies are costing a lot less than a lot of people thought, so money should not be an issue at all with signing a player like Ryan Kerrigan. And even with these nice looking positives, there are still some negatives that we need to look at and possibly consider if we want to look at Ryan Kerrigan. One, he's 10 seasons in and he's about to be 32, 33 years old, something like that. He's definitely not in the prime of his career, and he doesn't have as much in the tank as he used to. He's put up 11 sacks over the last 2 seasons, actually exactly 5.5 in each season. So his production has definitely come down a little bit from what we remember, but 5.5 sacks would probably still put him towards the top of the leaderboard in terms of the Vikings last season. He's also just not super great when it comes to run defense, which was another obviously major thing with the defensive line last year, just like, a pass rush. Go figure. But I do think that being paired up with, Danielle Hunter, Michael Pierce, Dalvin Tomlinson, taking away some of those blockers, it definitely could help in the run game for Ryan Kerrigan, but obviously that would, be a yet to be seen sort of thing. And one other quick thing, in Washington, they've played a 4-3 scheme with Ryan Kerrigan for most of his career. So he's been, an outside linebacker, but coming into Minnesota, there'd be a 3-4 scheme. He would have to either compete with the other linebackers or put his hand down in the dirt and learn the defensive end position, which I think he's more than capable of, but you never know, it could result in a little bit of, taking a couple steps back in terms of his overall ability, kind of just learning a slightly unfamiliar position. But again, I don't think it would be too much of a worry. This guy's an NFL talent, and he has been for years, and he's been very solid, so I don't think it'd be much of an issue. But other than that, there's not a whole lot to talk about with this Ryan Kerrigan situation. Many of us know him, he's solid, and, he would probably end up being a starter if he is brought in. It does seem like we're going all or nothing this season, fixing the offensive line and doing a lot on defense. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that Ryan Kerrigan would be a good addition to the team? Let me know down in the comments below what your guys' thoughts are. And that's going to wrap up this video, guys. If you have not already, make sure you hit the button down below to subscribe. As I mentioned in the last video, at 1,000 subscribers, we will be doing a giveaway. So make sure you subscribe so you can be a part of that. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like as well. And if you want to share this video and this information with anyone that you know, you can do that with anyone on any platform. And if it's a crack dealer on the corner, that's your guys' best option. You guys already know. My name is Nick, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios.